Arsène, thank you so much for joining us here at SuperReturn International. This crowd in particular will be very interested in your insights onto how to build successful teams, and specifically, I guess, about how to bring brilliant individuals together in a team. So what would you say are the fundamentals to that?
The fundamentals is to make the right decisions, like in every organization. Usually sporting organizations are only partially focused on performance. So I would say the size of a club is always the financial potential, plus the fan base divided by the number of bad decisions. So that means you have to reduce the number of bad decisions and transform that into good decisions. What is good decision is to evaluate the potential of the team, then buy the right players, then make sure that the players are unique, and then make sure that they are consistent and create a culture of performance.
There's a lot of parallels there with this industry. They're looking for that differentiation, for the individual talent that will slot into a team in the same way.
Exactly, but what is very similar is in any team you need the players to meet their needs. In any organization you need a person to meet his needs, and therefore I would say many times the performances of individual players depends on the quality of the observation of the manager to put them in a position where they can express their talent. I start from a point of view, all of us have a dominant quality. We have not all the qualities, unfortunately, and my job was to put the person in a position where he can express his dominant quality and in return give something back to the collectivity, to the team. And that's why I feel it is as well about winning, of course, but it is as well about effort, about getting the best out of you. And very few people in life go as far as they could go. People stagnate very quickly. That's why when I speak about culture of performance, you have to give them always a clear picture of what could your next level be. That means, do you want to get better at what you do? Do you think you have reached your full potential? And what do you have to do? Have you a clear picture of what you need to do to get to your next level? Once you can convince the players of that, you win the battle.
And absolutely, like this industry, some of those players will have had huge success in previous clubs with previous employers in this industry situation. So you have to then tap into what is the extra they can still give.
Yes, it is always about self-development. In life, I'm much older now, but still what motivates me is the idea and maybe the illusion that I can be tonight better than this morning and learn something or improve. And for every person it's the same. I would say self-development is a part of the motivation, and that is very interesting. I believe as well that the sense of belonging, is important. The sense of belonging by agreeing with the values of the club, but as well, I always tried to give them something higher to aspire to. It was to get in touch with football transformed into art, with football transformed into something beautiful, with something that is above us and that is a complex form of creating an expression that is more than me. It's more than me and you. It is a complex form starts with three people. And so I believe that gives you as well the happiness of a collective expression. And gives you the taste to come back and to go even higher.
How rewarding for you is it when you see that come to fruition, and how do you know when you've got it right? When did you know with, say, your amazing Invincibles team?
Well, it's a little bit like music, a concerto. You have inside the game, you have moments where you're absolutely transported by delightness and fulfillment. And there are moments, the 90 perfect minutes don't exist because we are all human beings. And every single bad decision that the player makes can destroy the whole harmony of the team. So unfortunately, you have to know as many moments as possible in the game and combine that as well with being efficient and win the game. So it is, but I believe you need to aspire to something bigger than just winning.
Talking about aspiration and to something bigger, obviously we're at a private equity conference here. That industry has changed the football world significantly.
Yeah.
What's your take on what money has done in the sport and where it should go next?
Well, we have gone from a society of work to a society of sport. And I'm long enough in the game to know that when I was a kid, you had to be ashamed to say I am a football player because it looked like you have no brain. And today it's become super popular. And the attractiveness of the game today, the popularity of the game has attracted investors. Investors basically come from two different areas at the moment in the European game. They come from the United States and they come from the Arabic countries. In the Arabic countries it's more state investment. In the United States it's more investment funds or individual billionaires who want to invest in the game. For what reasons? Maybe the Americans think sport is underrated in Europe. Maybe for the Arabic countries it's as well a way to get soft power and appreciated by what they do. For example, Qatar got the World Cup. Could they have got the World Cup if they had not invested in the game? I'm not sure, So there are different targets and different reasons and explanations behind them. The investment funds, they want to make money.
How does that marry with you wanting to win football games?
Well, it marries in a way that the basics of our game remains true. Money is not enough, but is needed. Money and good decisions give you success. But as everywhere in the world, only one team can win the championship. And no matter how much money you invest, even if you imagine that everybody invests billions, at the end of the day you will have only one winner and 19 disappointed people. And football is structured today, for me, football is structured and organized in an inflationary structure. That means on daily management and yearly management, you cannot make money, or very little. The highest turnover today in Europe is Man United and Real Madrid. They're about 900 million euros. If they make, Man United loses money, and Real Madrid makes maybe 20 million profit. So that means comparison with the United States. In the same club where an American club makes $1 billion turnover, he makes 400 million profit. European football is not structured to do that. Where the people can hope to make money is by betting on the value of the club. For example, the Glazers, Man United, have bought the club for $1 billion. They will sell it for 5 or 6. But if you buy the clubs today at 5 or 6 billion, are you sure to resell it at 7 or 8? I'm not sure.
Also, that's obviously the return for the investor. What is the impact? At the end of the day, there's not a product at a football club. The end point is a player on a pitch. It's a human person, not a product. So how does it impact the players? Because at the end of the day, we see them playing more and more matches. They're expected to sort of perform even better. What's the end result for the players?
As you say, the players are the human factor that is very important in there. But as well, they are part of it as well because they want always more money. And the clubs try to make more money. If you say it is a vicious circle, because players want more money. If tomorrow we had an example of Mbappé, for example, free of contract, who would not want to sign Mbappé? Every club in the world would want to sign Mbappé. Where he really go, somewhere you have to turn up with the wages. What will people say if I want to sign Mbappé? I look at my turnover. For example, a player who makes over 100 million. If you have a turnover of 800 million, it's difficult to pay one player 100 million per year. What do I do then? I can or consult my sponsors. I can go to see Nike, Adidas. Look, can you contribute here? Can you raise my sponsorship? Or I go on the market and I borrow money for the future income, for the future sponsorship that I get from television money, for example. So there's an inflationary structure inside the game that stops you from making money because most of the clubs dedicate 70 to 80% of their turnover to wages.
How do you see that resolving itself? Because at some point that can't be sustainable.
Well, it is first of all, if people are there who are ready to invest money and to lose money because they think the capital of the club will go up and have enough money, why not? But at some stage that will be limited as well. They will not accept eternally. And as well, you depend, what is very difficult to understand for people who are in businesses, that the most important person in the football club is not the CEO, is not the owner, is the best player in the team. You know, if this best player goes, the life of the club will change. If the CEO goes, nothing will change at the club. We find another CEO.
So players still have to be at the heart.
The players are at the heart and have the power. They are the real owners of the club with the fans. What we forget, you know, because the culture of a club is as well the fans. And you cannot separate the ownership of a football club completely from by being disinterested of the fans. And that is something that people forget sometimes.
Your speech on stage here is called Lessons in Life from Football. What would you say your key lesson had been?
The key lesson is that football, you know, for me, is a fantastic sport where human beings and the human factor is the most important. At the end of the day, what I keep in my mind is that the values you generate through your sport are more important than anything else. So let's focus on that.
Arsène, that's a wonderful note to end on. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Fascinating to talk to you.